Good morning, class. So today we are going to see about three things. We are going to talk about macromolecules. We are going to talk about water and how it is important for the structurally and functionally enhancing the macromolecules. And we are also going to see a little bit about the biomolecules that are present in our body. Okay, so let's start with a few of most commonly abundantly seen macromolecules. So we know that sugar is one of the most abundantly present macromolecule, and Americans consume about 140 pounds of sugar molecule a year, which is really high. And one more very commonly seen macromolecule is the cellulose, which is present in the bark of the trees and is responsible for structurally finding these trees. And one more macromolecule that is very abundantly seen in the human system is the DNA. And the DNA has each cell has more than 2 meters of DNA. And the human system contains more than 70 trillion cells. On the left, most of the herbivores, they produce a lot of biomolecule called methane, and scientists and engineers are trying to find trying to make this methane a viable source of energy. Okay, since we are made up of water, we need to look into water molecule to talk about the biochemistry of a cell. Water is essential for most of the reactions in the human body. Water has some very useful properties. Water is a polar molecule. That is, if I draw a water molecule, it would have a big oxygen molecule and a hydrogen atom. And if I could draw an axis through it, we'll see that it has more positive oxygen molecule to one side and a more negative hydrogen molecule to the other side. This creates a positive and negative pole. This polarity allows for properties like cohesiveness and adhesiveness. Surface tension is a part of cohesiveness and allows some insects to walk on top of water, whereas dewdrops that we see in the morning are formed by adhesiveness of the water molecule. During transpiration, which happens in plants, water is conducted from the roots to the leaves through both of these properties like cohesiveness and adhesiveness. Let's talk about carbon-based molecules and go a little deeper into organic chemistry. Most of the living things are composed of carbon-based molecules. Carbon has many useful properties like having 4 electrons, that is 4 valence electrons. Carbon has the ability to share electrons and they can form covalent bonds. Carbon can form single bonds, double bonds, and carbon can also form triple bonds. This ability to form bonds allows for the creation of a variety of different molecules with different shapes to be created. The simplest carbon compounds are called hydrocarbons with only one hydrogen and a carbon. The hydrocarbons are used as fuels like petrol, and it also used to fuel living organism as a source of energy. So fat is also an hydrocarbon. Large molecules called polymers, which are built from smaller monomers. Biologists call them macromolecules. Macromolecules are listed by process called condensation or dehydration synthesis. 2 sugar monomers are joined by removal of an OH molecule from one sugar and a hydrogen molecule from the other sugar, and these forms an OH molecule. Ultimately, a water molecule is removed from the two glucose sugar molecules. On the other hand, the polymers are broken down by using a process called hydrolysis, which is the opposite of dehydrogenation synthesis. In dehydrogenation synthesis, water is taken away, but in hydrolysis, water is added. So if a molecule of water is added to this macromolecule, it is broken down into 2 sugars. This is done by a body in a process called digestion. Digestion breaks down larger macromolecules into smaller molecules which can be used or absorbed by the human body. There are 4 different categories of macromolecules which we will study more in due course of this class. We have carbohydrates, which you have seen. We have lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. So this will be a small introduction. We will see about these macromolecules in the future course. Thank you.